Hi, I'm Craig Ritchie, and I'm going to share a little bit today in what God did in my life. I grew up with parents who loved Jesus, and that was cool, and we went to church and stuff. But I went at first just because I was supposed to, and then I kind of got bored with it. And as I grew up, I heard people talk about Christ and this and that, and I would tell people that I was a Christian, but I didn't really act like it, and I didn't read the Bible. I'd pray like before I went to bed and stuff, and I thought that is what made me a Christian. And so since that was my whole faith, didn't really amount to much. And so when I got a little bit older, I got into high school. I started to smoke weed and do things, and I would feel bad about it because my parents always taught me it was wrong, and because I knew, people always said like God doesn't like it when you do that, like that's bad. And so I would feel bad and I would pray, but I would continue to do it. And when I got further along in school, like later high school, I started to smoke weed a lot. My friend got me into painkillers, and I got out of a bad relationship into another bad relationship, and it got to the point where I just said, you know what, God, I don't even care anymore. I know you're real, but I'm just going to look out for me and do what I can to have a good time. And so then, I became a dealer for a while. I got into a relationship and slept with a girl that I barely knew. And, that's probably one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. It was terrible. And somehow in this, I still have this church that's pouring into me, and the whole time I think God's not there, and I'm trying to run, and it was just getting worse and worse. And I start saving up money to go on this Christian leadership conference. And I don't know why I wanted to go. It was a camp I went to. It was fun. And I started spending the money on drugs and throwing it away on other stuff. But somehow God reaches out to my parents, and they pay more than they were going to. And I go, and I meet these guys that love me, and I meet God in a way I never had before. And I experienced Him, and I gave up, and I was like, God, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that anymore. And that wasn't the end. That was the beginning. And when I look back on it now, or look back on it then, I realized God was really with me the whole way. Jesus was always there. And the more that I ran away, the faster He ran after me. The more I did, the more He was sad. The more that I tried to run, the more He loved me. Well, He always loved me, but the more He would reach out. And looking back on it, I could see that. And I just thank God for where I am today, that I don't struggle with that anymore. I've been freed from it. The day I got back, someone called me and it's like, hey man, I got some stuff, like this is really hard to get. And I was like, no dude, I don't do that anymore, because Jesus changed my life. And I just thank God that He's there for me and allows me to be here and to teach people about Him now. It's a great honor, and I just thank God. So that's my story. That's what He did for me. And He's still doing more and more every day. And He will for you too.